Hello YouTube, welcome back. It's another game of Stardew Valley. It's very close to Christmas. In fact, it's Boxing Day, the 26th of December, to those of you who don't follow the UK's version of events. But I've had a little bit of a drink, and as such, perhaps not of soundest of mind. I was playing Darkest Dungeon, but I was doing very sloppily, so I thought, turn to Stardew Valley, you know, a bit more success. There's no way you can die in this, so let's do it. Shall I continue? Let's do it. Let's load. And for those of you who have just joined us in the recording, of course, you're unaware, but I am going to be reviewing Quality Street chocolates, a fine UK confection, available all year round, I believe, but consumed primarily during the festive season. I am the Scoundrel. This is the 20th of fall, year 1. I am on Farmbeards farm, and I have 42,935 gold burning a hole in my pocket. We'll begin the session by going to one that I know I like, a Quality Street that some frown upon, but I find quite tasty. I believe it's some kind of truffle, or maybe a praline, I'm not sure, but it's the Green Triangle Quality Street. If you bear with me while I unwrap it, just have a little nibble, a little exploratory taste. Pleasant, very pleasant. It has a sort of smooth, chocolatey centre with some kind of nutty hint to it. Perhaps hazelnuts? I'm not entirely sure, but I would rate this chocolate 8 out of 10. It's a strong contender, and I enjoy it very much. It's not my go-to chocolate, but of course that particular one has been entirely depleted from the box. There's none of them left. Everybody likes those ones, the purple ones with the hazelnut in and the caramel. It is lovely. You can't get past it. Anyway, enough of my chocolate reviews. Let's turn the webcam off and say toodle pip to my face. Bye-bye face. And get cracking with a little bit of Stardew, because we've got to do some, right? Nothing like getting up in the morning with an eggplant raised above your head. Let's check the television, see what's going on. The weather report says, welcome to Kozu 5, etc. It's going to be clear and sunny all day tomorrow. Boo! That means watering. What does the fortune teller have to say about today? It's neutral. Not a day for geode cracking. And the calendar says nobody's birthday and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days until the end of the season. Well, let's see if we've got anything to harvest and therefore any planting to do. Well, we have at least a slot free. 2, actually. There's one here. And another here. Well, we do need to do some planting, but it has to be something available within 8 days. Nice. I don't even remember planting this apple tree, but I'm glad it's there. We appear to have a pumpkin to harvest. Is that our first? I'm not sure. Did we conclude the fall bundle in the community centre? I can't remember if we did or not. I should probably stop hoeing everything and start collecting the bounty on display. Right, are they all my grapes? Where are my grapes at? There we go, we've done grapes. Anything else fruited? No? Doesn't look like it. So we'll take our bounty over to the chests and just get rid of the golds. Ooh, nice, we've got a few gold pumpkins now. I'm quite happy with that. And a few gold grapes. Very nice. And plenty of stuff to sell while we're at it. We should get the watering can out. Oh, don't I normally leave it in that chest? Normally I do, but not today. Or yesterday, rather. Nighty night, Grolser. Sleep tight. Should I turn the volume down on the music? I can do that. It's up to you. Please do speak up if the music is a little loud. Okay, so we don't need to water any of these around the sprinkler, but we do need to water everything that's out of reach for it. So, I think that's all this stuff here. Lovely. Let's water all of these. Lovely. Get round here. We need to water those, but we do need to water these. Dum-de-dum, de-dum-de-dum. Watering crops keeps them growing. Watering crops gets me fruit. Watering crops gets me more than just fruit. It also gets me turnips and parsnips and all sorts of pumpkins. Dun, 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 dun. I say all sorts of pumpkins. There is only one kind of pumpkin in this game, as far as I'm aware. But, you know, if I discover a further form of pumpkin, I will inform everybody. I'll make sure that you all know. They'll get back to you. Don't worry. There you go. Man, this watering is taking a long time. Perhaps I should turn to the fistful of chocolates in front of me for some inspiration of something to discuss while watering this enormous garden I've created. Let's turn to the chocolate pile, and I'm going to go for one of those pink ones that I was feeling trepidatious about earlier, the one that came off as somewhat brown in the camera. Let me just unwrap it. You saw what it looked like earlier. I don't need to turn the camera on to show you. I'll give it an exploratory nibble. Uh-oh, dropped it into my lap. Now immediately I'm presented with the taste of strawberry, and personally I know this is something... Actually, wait a minute. No, that was a psychosomatic flavour. There is no strawberry. The pinkness of the wrapper, it led me to believe there would be strawberry, but no. This is a fudge. This is straight up plain, no flavour, not vanilla, nothing, just fudge flavoured fudge. And I'm not a particular fan of fudge, so, you know, although I am going to finish the chocolate, I'm going to eat the second half. Excuse me while I do so. I'm going to have to give this, I mean, thin chocolate coating around a fairly substantial fudge centre. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10, because it definitely falls below the halfway point for me. Were I to reach into a packet of Quality Street and find that only fudge were left, I would feel not intense, but certainly substantial disappointment. That would be how I'd describe the emotional state it would leave me in. Yeah. And unfortunately, my blind grab of the box has yielded 2 of those bad boys, and it's the only duplicate in the entire stack. So for now, I'm going to move it to one side, and potentially I'll replace it with something else. Although I'm not sure about the status of fudge across my entire family, and I don't know about you, but I like to maintain some kind of decorum around Christmas chocolates, and I find it a little bit rude if I were to go on and consume all of a particular type, assuming nobody liked it, or vice versa, leaving a load, assuming everyone else likes them. We've got a box of Celebrations that my camera is resting on at the moment, and I personally am not a fond lover of Mars bars. I'm not fond of Mars bars. A fond lover of Mars bars? I'm not fond of Mars bars, so I tend to leave those. And I get the feeling that everyone else favours all the other chocolates above Mars bars as well, because we always end up with just a box full of them. Anyway, enough. I've got to stop yabbering on about this crap and actually do some gardening. Let's pop the watering can in there and head off to Pierre's. We can sell what we've got, and hopefully buy some seeds that can bloom within 8 days. Is that Abigail? Not that I care, but it would be kind of cool to be able to actually identify some of the people in town. For example, this green-haired lady. Who are you? Do I have quests I'm supposed to be clocking in? Not really. Got to give Linus his blackberry basket, but that doesn't seem to have a timer on it, so we'll deal with that when it comes to it. Help wanted. The wizard M. Rasmodius wishes to study the arcane properties of the Joja Cola. The Joja Cola. You will be rewarded. 75 grams? 75 gold on delivery makes wizard happy. Although, of course, I would be happy to accept 75 grams as payment, because why not? It just so happens I have Joja Cola in my chest, so maybe we should go and cash in with the wizard immediately. I can just sell whatever I've got here, pick up some seeds potentially. Goodbye eggplant, goodbye bok choy, goodbye grape, and goodbye more grape and apple. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I need that eggplant? Didn't I have to hand an eggplant off to somebody, or is that mission expired? Let's quickly check. Well, no one is urgently requiring an eggplant, but someone is urgently requiring a Joja Cola, so... Oh wait, I didn't check the seeds. Something that we can plant and will grow within 8 days. I bet we're stuck with bok choy. Excuse me. I don't know, we could grow eggplants. Although, yeah, no. 4 days, so we could potentially get a second round of bok choy in before the end of the year if I plant those. I think we've only got a few empty spaces. You know what? I may as well invest in a few bok choy. Let's take 20. And even if we don't use them this year, we can keep them till next year. It'd be nice to have something on hand to plant before we head out to Pierre's. Got a little tickle in the throat there from the fudge. Hopefully beers will wash it away. Let's do a little bit of forage up here. Ooh, lovely. Who doesn't love a couple of nuts? Hello. What are you doing over here? Do you have any scarecrows on your farm? Yes, I do, but you don't seem to be interested in hearing my response, so I'll stop trying to give you one.
Would you do me a kindness and clean up my house?
What the fuck, Pam?
Just kidding.
Oh, okay. You know, I would have done it. I would have done it. If you'd have just said, clean my house, I would have gone and done it. Still, at least I now know you're not trying to manipulate me into cleaning your house. I think. Okay, so bok choy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nope, 10, or 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, we've still got space to spare. Oh well, better go grab the... oh, I've just noticed that's a golden hazelnut. Keep that. Why have I got silver star hazelnuts here? Do I need those? They can go. What about this sandfish as well? I don't need that. That can be sold. Pomegranates? I feel like there was some reason for hoarding pomegranates. Let's have a Joja Cola. Anything in here worth taking? Or anything here worth depositing? No. Okay. We got the Joja Colas. Oops. Oh, hang on a minute. We need the watering can. Some of this stuff has not been watered. Anyway, then once I've done that, I'll put the sellables in the overnight box. And we'll head over to the Wizard's Tower and attempt to get some kind of reward for giving him a can of Joja Cola. The Joja Cola, which he wishes to investigate. And who am I to deny a man his investigations of dark fizzy fluids? Nobody, that's who. It's well outside my realm of expertise. Who am I to deny anybody anything? Other than, of course, serial killers, paedophiles, you know, that kind of thing. And that's not to suggest that, just mono killers would escape my opprobrium. No, I also disapprove of that. But, I went to the extremes. Just decided to go for hazelnut for serial killers for no real reason. Anyway, off to the Wizard's Tower. You know what? I'm going to take my axe. Here we go. Axe? Nope. Axe. Yes. Here's the axe. Should we take the pickaxe? Why not? Let's take a full suite of tools, just in case we come up against something that I didn't anticipate. And while I go, I'm going to blithely swing my scythe, because I don't think it uses up energy, does it? Doesn't appear to. Hooray! I was saving this so I'd have stuff to feed my animals, and now I realise it's all going to be gone. It doesn't matter. Once the season finishes, all this grass, just gone. May as well hack it up and get hold of some fibre while I can, eh? Take advantage of the superabundance of the stuff. There we go. Now, if I remember rightly, the Wizard's Tower is over here. I head round the pond. Ooh, can I resist a little bit of fishing? I don't think I can. Let's have one quick cast. Oh, it wasn't a max cast, but it was a cast. Here it comes. They're going to bite. I don't think I've got bait on this hook, have I? Well, I'm certain I don't. Oh. Oh, come on. No, no bait. Where's my bait? Oh, for goodness sake, I've lost my bait. Okay. There's the Wiz-Was Tower. If we go this way, we can get in. Knock on his door, give him a can of the fizzy stuff. He'll love it. No, don't. There we go. Good evening, my fine-hatted friend, known only as Wizard. Beware, you are standing above a potent magical field. Ooh, that's worrying. I built my hut right here on purpose, you know. Well, I didn't think you'd built your hut here by accident. I'm pretty sure there was some level of planning. Mind you, I didn't think you had built your hut. I just assumed you'd moved into this place. But that's just me and my modern urban prejudices. Ah, the item I requested. Your work was satisfactory. Here is your compensation. Thank you. Now, if I remember rightly, that was an inordinate amount of money for a can of Joja Cola. 75 gold. Yeah. I finally got my reward. I did say I was going to attempt the Georgian accent. I noticed that was brought up earlier, but you know what? I forgot about that. I should really do it. I should attempt to, Walking Dead cast member style, master the accent of the Georgian region. Fun fact, before The Walking Dead, everything I knew about the state of Georgia came from a World of Darkness Vampire the Masquerade supplement about the city of Atlanta, which, I must admit, did not portray the city of Atlanta in a particularly rosy light. It made it look just a tiny bit racist. And when I say just a tiny bit, I mean enormously. But there you go. There you go. That's just what happens when you get everything you know from role-playing games in the 90s. You get bad information. Should we go to the sleep for the night? I think so. Why not? Nothing like a good snooze to settle you out. We didn't make a ton of money, but that's not hugely important. You know what is hugely important, though? Christmas chocolate. I think now is time to turn my attention to this blue affair. Let's just quickly get the webcam back on so we can confirm. Here we go. This is the blue Quality Street. I'm going to give it a taste and see what it's like. Yes, Finley, you heard Vampire the Masquerade. That is correct. Oh, and thank you for the host as well, Majo Ellen. Much appreciated. Oh, I love it. I know way more than I should ever know about Vampire the Masquerade, especially in the 90s period. Mind you, after the 90s period, it got called something else. Anyway, I was already aware that I was going to like this chocolate, so I chucked the whole thing in my mouth. It's a coconut number. Very tasty. And I don't know what they do. It's not like a Bounty bar. It's a much more densely packed and chewy form of coconut. Perhaps there's an element of toffee or something in there, but I would rate this probably on a par with the first chocolate. This is another 8 out of 10. It's surely the equal of the Green Triangle, if not superior. Thank you very much. I never got. We did play in school, but it never got banned because we never sort of pointed out what was going on. We just played it. I mean, it didn't seem necessary to explain to the teachers that we were pretending to be vampires of the 13th generation. They didn't need to know that. Certainly, they would have been concerned had we explained diablerie or any number of practices of the vampires from the World of Darkness. But hey, we didn't. We felt it prudent to keep that stuff on the down low. Not that they would have stopped it on grounds of being satanic. I think it probably would have been more the stuff we were coming out with ourselves that would have elicited any bans. Nothing particularly in the core rulebooks would have them going, oh no, this is unsuitable, this is entirely inappropriate. Everything that would have been the problem would have been something I'd said. But then again, you know, that's how it is. That's the thing. I may have I don't know if I've talked about my D&D group much, but recently we had a little shuffle around, and just before Christmas, instead of me running D&D, one of the guys who normally plays in my D&D game ran a game of Star Wars, the new Star Wars role-playing game with all the funky dice and stuff. And it was a good adventure. It was fun and fantastic, and nobody died, not even any NPCs or anything, and we had a right old laugh, and it was good. But every time I run a game, it's like some kind of murder hobo apocalypse. Like, everybody's being tortured for absolutely no reason at all. They're like, we're going to torture this guy and we're going to ask him what's going on, and the guy doesn't know what's going on. He's bar staff, and they've concocted some appalling torture. And when I say appalling, I'm not using that word lightly. I don't mean like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like really nasty to him. We're gonna throw stones at him in the play yard and tell him his mum's died and all that stuff. No, we're not talking about that level of stuff. We're talking like grim. We're talking if you produced a video containing images of any of the acts described, you would go to prison. And, even in freedom of speech loving America, they'd be like, whoa. I mean, this is the visual equivalent of shouting fire in a crowded theatre. You can't say this. This is unacceptable, appalling nonsense. But of course, it's just round the table, so, you let it go. Table talk, all that jazz. You go, fine, no problem. I'll just do that. But as soon as someone else is running, they behave. And I'm not sure if that's something that's my fault or not. Who knows? I have to think about that. Probably wasn't the most interesting thing for you to hear. Those of you interested in tabletop role-playing games are probably sitting there thinking, why wouldn't he give us more anecdotes about all the live-action games he went to during the 90s? Why wouldn't he tell us about all those games in and out of London pubs, all around in an international setting with people whose games were all over the world? Why wouldn't you tell us about that? Well, you know why? Because for most of those, I was intensely drunk. I was in an alcoholic stupor that you would not believe, and under the influence of some exceedingly potent teenage hormones. And I mean, if I were to tell you some of the things I did under the influence of those hormones, in fact I am now, even without telling you anything about them, feeling an intense rumble of shame throughout my soul. Not, I was going to say body, but no. Much as my testicles have retracted into my body and my hair is standing on end, that's not the main feeling. The main feeling is a rumbling, shameful, rattle going through the very core of my existential being. Nothing to do with my physicality, just the software running on my sloppyware. Wetware, rather. Sloppyware. That doesn't sound right at all, does it? Anyway, now that tangent has come to an abrupt end, because why not? Let's carry on talking about something that makes some sense, shall we? How about that? Let's have a look in my inventory and see what that honey's worth. Wild honey. Artisan goods. Excuse me. Do I still need honey for any of my bundles? Nope. I've already deposited some, so I can sell this. Pierre's is shut, so there's no point trotting over there to sell it. We'll just stick it in there, along with the grapes, the silver and vanilla eggplants, apples and pomegranates. That can go as well. Keep the Jojas, and the gold stuff can go in the gold chest. Maybe I should look at chat in a minute as well. I've been sitting here recounting all manner of tedious stories from my youth, and oh man, oh yeah, I was talking about vampires. Sorry. just about to launch into probably an identical speech from what I just gave a minute ago, but I pulled myself back from the brink, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to double down on stories. Am I taking crazy pills, or has all my bait vanished? I had a substantial quantity of... hang on a minute. Is that good, bamboo? There, the iridium pole. Haha, I'm carrying two... what an idiot. I was carrying two bloody... doodahs, thingamies, fishing rods, that's it. Okay, we can do some fishing today. So I've watered everything. I've put everything that I can sell in the right place. You know what? Let's head back down the way we went before. I'm going to try fishing in that pond with some bait. And I believe the lady who has the shop in a cart drawn by a pig will be there today. Of course, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But let's just live in hope that I'm not. That's okay, as long as somebody chuckled. As long as the stories of my teenage years elicit a chuckle, then that's all good. Major Ellen. I don't know, I should say to the Twitch viewers, and probably the YouTube viewers as well, that we have a viewer on another platform. Major Ellen is currently viewing on... damn, I can't scroll back up in the chat to check the name of it, but another platform. Yeah, say hello. Right, where are we? We can buy a pufferfish. Well, I'm buying that because it's something we need for one of the blah 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 community centre quests. That's it. I knew there was a correct answer. A pike. I think we also need a pike, don't we? Oh, sorry. If we don't need it, we've got money to spare. We're all good. Plum pudding, radish salad, coffee beans, candy tables. That's it. Beam. And Major Ellen offers us a laser, which, sounds good to me. Coffee bean. Plant in spring or summer to grow a coffee plant. Place 5 beans in a keg to make coffee. Okay, I'll have that. Save it for summer. Why not? A candy table can be placed inside your house for 250 gold. Well, much as I shouldn't just pause and stop playing the game while on a menu screen like this, I am currently decanting a little bit more of this bishop's finger into the glass. Oh, there we go. And I barely got a head on it. I may be able to drink from that very, very soon. Isn't that exciting? Anyway, I don't want plum pudding. I don't want radish salad. I'm not really interested in buying bug meat for 600. And why would I... Oh, a monster loot... No, they're both monster loots. It's a juicy wad of bug flesh. It's a juicy wad of bug flesh. So what's the difference between 600 gold and 1,000 gold bug meat? Okay. Do I need a perch? You know, seeing as I've bought so many fish already, I may as well. I think we're all good, right? I don't need any more of this tap. Sorry, lady, I'm not interested. I'm in a mine for fishing. And that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Not quite a maximum cast, but it's good. I've got an iridium rod. It seems very early in the game to be using iridium items. Every time I've seen something made of iridium, it's been on a YouTube video of someone who's going 36 game years or some such amount of time. Why did I emphasise it so dramatically? I don't know. There we go, a perfect one. Smallmouth bass. Not particularly exciting. We'll try again. Anything here in the pond? Whoops-a-daisy. Nothing. Okay. Well, let's say fuck the pond and we'll head to the beach. And we'll see what we can find there. A bishop's finger. I'm pretty sure that the label of the bishop's finger bottle contains a description of what a bishop's finger is. And from the top of my head, just, you know, using raw memory power, raw mnemonic power, I think it's something to do with tasting the beer. You dip it into the keg to taste the beer while it's brewing or something. But I will reference the label to find out. Let me have a look. It's gold text against a black background, so it's not the easiest to read. Before we consult this text, let's quickly... what the hell? I've got no free slots. Come on. Let's pop this stuff down here. There we go. Yeah, I'll just quickly clear this beach and then we'll refer to the label to find out what a bishop's finger's all about. We're going to have a crab thing. There is actually, I've been intending to do for quite some time and just haven't managed to pull my finger out and get it sorted. A YouTube show reviewing beers because a friend of mine owns a beer shop. If you're ever in the Rochester area, check out the Hop Shop in the Quills Shopping Centre. It's good, and they sell a lot of nice beers. But yeah, I've been meaning to do like a beer review video with him and make a regular series on YouTube for months now, and we just haven't got around to it. The first time we got together to do it, we never really... we had technical issues for a start, and then... well, let's just say we got distracted. That's... I mean, we hadn't seen each other for probably about 6 or 7 years, maybe even 10. So, you know, catching up was good. What are we doing? Should I look at chat? I think I should, shouldn't I? I think I should probably look at chat. A sourdough cocktail. I have not heard of a sourdough cocktail. They put a literal amputated toe in... well, you can't drink the toe, of course, Finley. You would definitely have to eat the toe. But is this an apocryphal tale? Is this something you've heard secondhand, or have you actually had the toenail bob up and touch your lip? Are you a first-hand experiencer of this, or is this some urban legend that you're passing on to us? It's a bar in Canada. Well, who knows? Everything's on the table in Canada. Those northern barbarians. Actually, of course, the Canadians are legendarily civilised. Very pleasant and polite folks. Or so we hear from Americans. Sardine. Not particularly fun. Oh, look, there's a bubbling thing. Bosh. Straight in. It's a hit. Come on. Let's get that perfect cast. We lost the perfect cast. But for our troubles, we got a sardine. Boo. Screw sardines. Seaweed? What the hell? I thought these bubbles all but guaranteed an excellent catch. Here we go. We got something here. Okay, we may not have got a perfect catch, but we did get the treasure. And that's what's important at the end of the day. Treasure. A sardine and... a geode. Just what you expect to pull out of the ocean. A geode. I, for one, can barely distinguish natural caves from the ocean. But that might be because I'm a little bit crazy. Potentially, who knows? Hang on a minute, I've just glanced over to chat because there's an orange highlighted link there and it says bloody Daily Mail in it. What's going on? Oh, you little tinker. This... come on. I'm not letting you go. I'm fighting for it. I'm fighting for it. Oh, I didn't fight. I was discombobulated with the Daily Mail. What's this? Downtown Hotels, sourdough cocktail, patron swallows amputated toe, 500 HTML. Oh my god. Much as I hate to accept the Daily Mail as a source of information, you know, on something like that, then maybe I would be willing to. It doesn't sound like an opinion piece. Come on, actually give me something. Here we go. Oh, it's you again. Hello, you little saucemonger. You are a little fuckaroony, aren't you? Oh! I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Are you the same guy, or are you a different fish? You seem like a different fish. Indeed, you could be an entirely different kettle of fish. Here we go. Nice and placid, nice and placid. Give me the loot, give me the loot. I'm a bad, bad boy. With my Beretta. Putting all the holes in your sweater. The money getter. Oh, sorry. Going off on a somewhat big and small tangent. At this point, this really has become just me. My fishing tackle has worn out. Excuse me? Oh, the add-on. Okay, fair enough. Well, don't want to start fishing with worn out tackle, do we? And it's already 20 past 8. Well past farmer's bedtime. That's right, there's a skin of fish and geodes. Who am I? Or who is who? What's going on? I'm in a world of confusion. Yes, anyway, sorry, I got a little bit confused there, and now I'm thinking about Angela Lansbury. So, there's food for thought for you. Ooh, pickled bok choy. Sounds fun. I've never pickled bok choy before. What can we pop in there? Can we pickle anchovies? Or sardines? Let's give it a go. Let's see if sardines will pickle. No, don't eat it, you moron. Put it in the tub. Okay, they won't. So, we need something that will. Anything? Melon? Cherry bomb? I'm pretty sure you can't make anything out of a cherry bomb. Over here? No? Nothing? Clay. Clay jam? No. Just saying it, I immediately know it sounds wrong. I don't think I could eat any food made primarily of clay. Well, I mean, even partially of clay would be a problem if I'm really honest. And let's face it, I'm too drunk not to be. There go the crab, there go the sardines. Not the perch. We'll sell the smallmouth bass. We'll keep the pufferfish, we'll keep the pike. We'll sell the shrimp, the coral, the pickled bok choy, the clams, and the anchovy, and the oyster. And then soggy newspaper, seaweed, and green algae, because I don't care about it. And then the rest of this stuff can get saved in chests. Although not the fish, because I'm going to take them up the old community centre later on. In fact, should I do it now? It's only fine. It's only 10 to 10. Why not? We have the leisure of the evening. We may as well. Oh, don't get me started on whistling. Between whistling and Mongolian throat singing, I've got some serious problems. I'm walking around the house. I listened to a YouTube video of some unusual piece of music, and I'm humming it over and over again for days. I listened to a Russian folk song the other day called Horse. That's a translation. Whatever the Russian word for horse is the actual name of it. But what was that? Oh, nice. I've just been whistling it constantly, and it's not a particularly Christmassy piece either. It's a somewhat stark Soviet-sounding affair. Well, at least in the renditions I've heard, and you know, probably not the most enjoyable thing for people around me to be hearing. But I can't stop myself. But every time I think about it now, I am going to be drawn into... I can't actually reproduce it because... it's a sturgeon, not a perch. Okay. I keep getting drawn into The Age of Not Believing from Bedknobs and Broomsticks, so that's awkward. Is that it? Are we... Those fish were irrelevant. Pike and perch.
Pike and perch. Of no interest.
It's the catfish I need. The catfish and the sturgeon. Ah, well. Well, when I say do throat singing, I mean attempt is probably closer to the mark. It's mainly when I'm driving. I like to sit there in traffic, especially on motorways where you feel more isolated and you're all alone. I think motorway is roughly equivalent to highway in America, just for those of you who might be confused. And God knows what it is in Finland, for those of you watching from there. I mean, I imagine it's just the same. It's probably motorway with a couple of extra K's and J's thrown in. Motorway. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm bordering on being offensive to people who speak Finnish, which isn't even called Finnish. It's called Suomi or something. But I don't know. What do I know? Everything I know about Finland and the Finnish language is from my dad's one trip to Finland when he worked there back in the 90s, and me noticing that the language on copyright theft warnings on DVDs called Suomi was from Finland. Level up. Level 6 foraging. +1 axe proficiency. New crafting recipe, lightning rod. New crafting recipe, wild seeds. Fall. New crafting recipe, warp totem. Beach. Nice. I've got a few of those lying around actually, so that's good to know. Holy shit, that honey's worth a bit of money. Honey, 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 it's worth money, and that song's not gonna work. Okay, let's turn to the new contender in the pack. Quality Street this year have introduced... you thought I'd forgotten about the chocolate reviews, hadn't you? Quality Streets have introduced a new honeycomb chocolate here. I don't know if you can see the wrapping particularly well. I'm looking at the camera. Yeah, and this year, this is a new starter. They've never had this one before, so I'm going to give it a taste and see what I think about it. Let's unwrap it. It has a nice transparent yellow outer plastic wrapper, which comes off, and underneath there is a brown foil number. Let's bite it in half and see what we get. I'm going to put the camera back on because the actual shape of the chocolate is somewhat reminiscent of the witchetty grub that you sometimes see people eating on survival programs. So that's, I would put as in the negative column personally. Anyway, let's have another bite. Again, the same basic texture as the green triangle, however with some shards, no, flakes, no, nodules of honeycomb in there, very small, smaller than a grain of popping candy, larger than sand, but certainly definitely much smaller than a pea. I like it. However, not quite as much as the green triangle, or indeed the blue one. This one's going to have to be a 7 out of 10. Certainly, it crests the middle ground. It goes way beyond 5s and 6s, and into the chocolate of choice range of scores. However, it's not at the top of my tree, not by a long shot. Anyway, let's return to the game. Let's have a little look at our calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more days. Well, we've barely got time to plant more bok choy, but we'll see what happens. What does the weather report say about tomorrow? Cloudy, with gusts of wind. How about the fortune teller? The spirits are very displeased. A bad day for geo-cracking. And what has living off the land got to tell us? Fish focus. Walleye. You can find this fish on rainy evenings during the fall and winter. It can be found in any freshwater location. I think I've had walleyes, right? Okay, well that's the television sorted. Oh, more pickles. Delightful. Pickled corn. Ugh. Much as I love pickles, I'm a big fan of pickles. Pickled corn doesn't excite me. Let's pop this apple in here, ba-boom, and then the pomegranate in the next one. We've made pomegranate stuff before, haven't we? Who cares? Let's just keep it working. Okie dokie. Anything to harvest? Well, it looks like we've got a couple of nice eggplants here. That's good. Or aubergine, as I believe they're known in the UK. Pumpkin. Nice. Another gold pumpkin. Hooray, hurrah. We're building up quite a stash of the things. 3 gold star pumpkins. Yes, I like it. Anything else worth doing? No? Well, I'm going to sell these fish, even though I paid a fortune to buy them. I don't know what they're for. I don't know why I bought them. They're going to go. Okay. Watering can, please. You'd love to hear some throat singing. Well, I'll see if I can get anything going. Hold on a minute. Now, bear in mind, this may catastrophically end the stream by summoning Kel from upstairs, telling me not to wake the children up. So, be warned. This could backfire. Where's the watering can gone? Did I? I missed it. Yeah, of course I missed it. Here we go. You have to start with a kind of noise coming from the back of the throat. But then you've got to go and try and get the right mouth shape, which kind of funnels it, and eventually, if you're doing it right, brings out kind of like a resonant whistle sound. Now, bear with me while I get myself into position for it. I'm going to get my larynx, pharynx, jarynx and larynx all lined up. No, I can't get it to work. I'm too drunk. That's the problem. Alcohol has dulled my ability to affect the sounds coming out of my mouth. I mean, I'm barely making sense. you know, there's been a lot of strange jive talk coming out of my mouth tonight, and you know, that can't be helped when you've had a few beers, but frankly, if I did this all the time, I think there'd be a lot of confused, well, I say a lot of confused people, there'd be no confused people because everybody would stop watching. Excuse me. Let's refill that watering can. That's not even throat singing. That's just me humming while waggling my tongue around inside my mouth. Ah dear. If only I could get to the level of that guy who sings with his mum sitting next to him and the birds of prey screeching around him. Bartog Vatsjoy, I think his name is, from Mongolia. He seems like a pretty radical dude. I would be pleased to be in his presence. I'll put a link in chat later on. Once I finish the stream, I'll give you a link to the crazy Mongolian throat singing guy because, well, why not? Why not? Why not give props to the crazy Mongolian throat singing guy? And why indeed should I continue to call him crazy? Because he's not crazy. He knows what he's doing. He's on the ball. He's got an idea of what's going on in the world and he's doing something to carve himself a niche in that world. And what he's doing is fantastic throat singing. Got this one song. I think it's about Genghis Khan. I mean, of course I don't know because I don't speak Mongolian, but I think it's about Genghis Khan. I mean, to be honest, as far as I'm aware, all Mongolian songs are either about Genghis Khan, birds of prey, horses, mainly horses, or the open steppe. And, you know, as a subcategory of that, the open sky over the open steppe. You know, those are the main categories of songs from Mongolia. Sure, maybe modern music has changed and different topics are broached repeatedly, but I think most of what I have seen of Mongolian music has been at the more traditional end of the spectrum. A lot more throat singing than, I don't know, pop music? Hang on a minute. Also, I mean, if you're interested in unusual musical styles, do take a look at the Russian style of singing known as octavism. They get a full octave below basso profundo, and there's a guy called Vladimir Miller who is particularly impressive in his singing. You should check that out. I have played some of that on the stream before, but not for a while. Do I have anything to do? It's 12:30, we've got the rest of the day ahead of us. I finished the watering. I mean, I could head down the mines, but I'm not feeling the mines right now. That's the problem. That's the problem. Well, you're on the wrong parts of YouTube, Major Ellen. I've got to say. If you haven't come across Mongolian throat singing, Russian octavism, and all the wonderful exotic delights that YouTube can throw at you, then you need to expand your search terms. You need to spread out into new, uncharted territory because you will discover crazy things. Of course, you will also discover things that will appall you, but just accept them and move on because there's bound to be good stuff out there too. Trust me, I'm from the internet. I'm not. I'm from the UK. I'm actually from a town just to the southeast of London. Well, not to the south. Well, I'm just kind of. Well, if you talk to half the people where I live, they'll say, "Oh no, we don't live in London. We live in Kent." You talk to the other half of the people, and they say, "No, we live in London, not Kent." So you know, decide what you think. It's up to you. Octavism is impressive. There's no cutting it any other way. It's a singing style that I could not possibly attempt to achieve. To achieve. Oh, I think that's probably one of my lowest notes right there. I'm giving it all I can. Actually, I'm not. I'm a little bit drunk. I'm slacking off in a major way. I could probably hit a lower note, but I think we'd hit vocal fry in a major way before it was productive. Oh, come on, I didn't mean to eat that hazelnut. I could have sold that.
Hey, you probably have a lot of tasty grub growing on your farm, huh?
I do, Pam. I have a ton of tasty grub. It's absolutely delicious. Grub like you wouldn't believe. I'm always about to burst into song, but the music going on in the background constantly really does stop it from happening. So you should thank the composer of this game. Excuse me. Blimey, that was a little bit more than I was expecting. Which makes up for the one that was a little bit less than I was expecting earlier. Karma resumed.
Some of the townsfolk are wary of strangers. You'll have to win their trust before they open up to you.
Thank you, Mayor Lewis.
Just be persistent and you'll get through to them.
Oh, Mayor Lewis, you're a fountain of advice. Help wanted.
I'm running low on sardine. If someone could bring me one, it would be much appreciated.
Okay, brilliant. Yep, I will attempt to bring you a sardine, Linus. Is there anything I want to buy in Pierre's? No, I may as well go down the beach, check my traps. I didn't put bloody bait in my traps, did I? I've had too much to drink and I've neglected my traps. I've learned my lesson, he says, reaching for the glass and lifting it to his lips. My God, that's a good job I don't drink much. Here we go. Bosh, what have we got there? A dried starfish. Nice. Oh, you know, I'll allow you to complete the joke yourself, should you so wish, but if you don't, then, leave it. But, upon reading the word starfish, I was struck by a number of potential jokes, and I avoided all of them, because none of them had real comedic merit, or, what I would describe as moral value. So, I thought it might be, those among you with looser morals, lower standards, or just more, accepting, you might want to fill in the blanks on that one. So there you go. I gave you the building blocks, you stack them up, and it's all good. Hey, this beach is pretty wormy, and it's all dried starfish worms. Now, I don't know about you, but the phrase dried starfish worms actually makes me feel a little bit queasy. I'm not sure I like that.
Maximum cast.
What have we got? What do we get for our maximum cast? Come on, give me something good. Something special. Something special. Here it comes. Here it comes. Let's just gloss over the horrible ableist remark I just made there. And allow this to continue. And this is a scrub fish, yet I didn't get a perfect cast. That's not good. Are there any sardines out there? Okay. Oh dear. That wasn't a good click. Maximum cast. Can anybody find me a sardine to catch? This could be a sardine. I'm suspecting it's another cucumber though. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Linus with our sardine. Oh, trampy Linus, we bring you a sardine from the beach. I hope you eat it fresh, because rotten sardines stink. That there would be a somewhat mauled rendition of the Canadian national anthem. I hope those of you from Canadialand stood up when I sang that, because if you didn't, you are a terrible person and will be struck down for your unpatriotic nonsense. That's a lie. I'm not a big fan of patriotism. I think it's a bad idea. Tum-ti-tum, off to Linus's house. That's the Russian national anthem. One of the musically stronger national anthems, I feel. I quite like that one. Some of them, our national anthem is shit. Like, really shit. Mind you, I don't know if that's because I can just understand the lyrics. I'm not sure. Although I do know, I know the Soviet-era translation of the lyrics. United together in friendship and labour, and so on. But, you know. More beer. That'll stop me singing Soviet songs. And potentially offending anyone affected by the many blunders and atrocities of the Soviet Union. Tasty. I've explored deep into the caves. They hold some hidden secrets. Just be cautious if you go in there. Yeah, cheers for the advice, mate. Not that I couldn't have figured that out myself. Jesus. You help a homeless guy out with some fresh caught sardines, and what does he give you? Trite, old advice. Well, I've learned my lesson. From now on, whenever I am offered a grubby hand from the side of the street begging for change, I'll stamp on it and kill the person it's attached to. Okay, maybe that's an overreaction. And, I would like to point out, somewhat satirical, you found a lost book. The library's collection has expanded. You know, I certainly do not approve of any kind of attacking of people in general, but, you know, especially the homeless. I mean, come on, for fuck's sake. Really. You know, they don't need that shit. If anything, help them out. You know, maybe don't give direct money, but, you know, food. Just talk to them. It's good. Says the man who never does any of that shit because he's a cold-hearted monster. But, you know, maybe if a cold-hearted monster can encourage the warmer-hearted, lovely people that he comes across in his everyday interactions to do good stuff, maybe that's, you know, maybe that's good too, in a way. But I don't know. You know, of course I'm exaggerating the comedic effect there. I don't consider myself an actual, genuine monster. There's no such thing as monsters. Into the bed and sleep for the night. Yes, yes indeed. Much as I would love to sleep, I don't think I'm going to. It's 1:30 in the morning. My goodness. We haven't made mad bank from that last day's activities, but that's probably fine to blame on my alcohol consumption. Here we go. I am not sure that the stinking from fish, just to respond to a chat item that's probably been sitting there for about 20 minutes, but I'm not sure this fish stink is caused by their lack of personal hygiene and failure to wash with soap. I'm pretty sure there's something intrinsic to fish, something in their nature that has stinking built into it. You know, they have a gene for smell. Not sensing, not an olfactory gene, but a pure stink pump created by their genes. They must have a stink organ because, you know, it doesn't take long for fish to get pretty ripe. It's bad stuff. It's going to rain all day tomorrow. Hooray! Who doesn't love a bit of rain? The spirits are in good humour today. I think you'll have a little extra luck. Well, in that case, we'll take our geodes down to Gunther and get them cracked. I don't know if it's coming across in my voice. I don't know if there's any kind of quaver or wobble in it, but for a while now I've needed to go to the toilet, and that sensation has slowly and increasingly built up over time and gone from what I would describe as a mild urge to overstimulation. I would use the phrase overstimulation now because I've got my legs crossed, I'm sort of clenching my toes into a fist. I'm not sure how that actually prevents, you know, the wetting of one's pants. It's just something I'm doing and it seems to be productive. It seems to have an effect. But of course that could just be an illusion. That could just be me applying wishful thinking to the world. But at some point I am going to have to bow to this pressure, which, you know, I reckon could be measured in double-digit PSI right now, because it does feel pretty intense. And I'm going to have to bow to it, and I can either do it when I finish the stream, or just have a little pause and wander off. I don't know. What's the best bet? You can tell I'm drunk, right? You can tell I've had a few too many, right? Dried starfish. Do we need that? That's an artifact. Holy shit! That's not going down the sales pipe. We can keep that and the clay. I have it on high authority that clay is going to be useful at some point in the future. Where will I stash my starfish? There we go, you can go in there for now. Oh, no, wait, we've got to go down that way anyway for everything else. So let's get the geodes and head down and get them split. Split my geodes, fool! Is that all I've got? 4 regulars and a magma.
Boo! I thought I had much more substantial geode accumulations.
I don't know. Let's head off. We can do the watering when we come back. Nighty night, Finley. Sleep tight. Sweet dreams. Don't let the bedbugs bite. I could fire off the bedtime combo I usually reserve for my children. I could say night night, sleep tight, sweet dreams, love you. Which I also follow up with, you know what? I've just figured out who the best kid in the world is. I don't say kid, I use the gender specific pronoun for boys and girls because, you know, I've got one of each and it's safe to do that. And I say, you know, hey, I figured out who the best boy / girl is in the world. Do you know who it is? And they're like, oh no, Daddy, who is it? And I go, it's you. It's you. You are. And you know what? I actually believe that. I'm not just making shit up. They are. They're the best kids in the world. Of course, some of you will have kids of your own and you will be thinking, yeah, you think that, Scoundrel, but, you know, my kids are the best in the world. To which I respond, fuck you, I will gouge your eyes out and leave you crying blood in the gutter. My children are best. You shut your mouth, you sit down, or you die. But anyway, putting that to one side, let's check to see if Clint has anything else on offer other than... did I take that to a slightly too dark place? I think I did, didn't I? I went way over the edge. There was a border that I was... Oh, hello. Oh, petrified slime. There's nothing like terror to make a slime better. Let's just gloss over the fact that I went to a very dark place there. Let's just remember that children elicit strong emotions, and are you serious? A magma geode gave me stone. Oh man, I'm very upset. Very upset indeed. I'm so upset, in fact, that I think I might just rage quit right now. Certainly, my bladder is urging me to do so. But since when have I listened to my bladder? We have a whole Dark Souls run basically fueled by urinary PSI, or bar, should you choose to use that kind of unitary. Is bar the imperial unit of pressure? I don't know. It seems like a ridiculous unit of pressure because, you know, they're very big. There's a lot of PSI to a bar. Then again, who am I to critique units of measurement? I'm no expert. I'm no... I was about to try and read off the name of the European people who keep control of standards and measures, but I've got no fucking idea. I've drawn a blank. Tried to come off looking clever. Made myself look like a bloody idiot. What a ding-dong. What a dilly-diller. What a twat-a-wat. Okay, I've actually hit, I think, peak booze. I think... Beyond this state, you're going to be getting more, you're going to be receiving, rather, more and more incoherent outbursts. We're doing alright. I mean, I've managed to remain coherent for quite some time, but did I put a dried starfish down? I did, didn't I? There we go. What did that description say? A starfish from the primordial ocean. It's an unusually pristine specimen. Well, it can still get sold. Right, we'll water this, and then I think we'll call it a time. We'll call it a time, we'll call time on the session. You can hear now the quality of word coming from mouthhole be degraded. Major flattening off of quality. But before we go, I still have 3 more chocolates. Let's quickly switch on the webcam and give you a little look at this one. This one has orange clear, or orange transparent film. Is that the word to use? Film? Wrapper around it, and a silver underlay there. Right, hold the taste. What we've got here. Now, this is an orange flavoured sweet. A lot of people believe that orange and chocolate are a good combination. I personally do not subscribe to this philosophy. I believe that orange and chocolate as a combination are subpar, to say the best. Now, I wouldn't go as far to describe it as an abomination, as some combinations of flavours that have been put together with chocolate have been. But I would certainly say, given almost any other flavour of chocolate bar strawberry, I will always go for that before an orange chocolate. It's just not right. It's just not right. Chocolate's great with fruit and nuts, for sure, but orange is not the fruit. Orange is not the fruit at all. Of course, just to give you a little bit of a yardstick to measure my tastes by, my favourite thing to mix with chocolate is mint. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like mint, first of all, fuck you. But secondly, I apologise for saying fuck you. No, but secondly, you know, account for tastes. Account for tastes here. Some palates are different from others, and my palate is a slatted packing crate affair, which favours mint. Yours can, of course, favour whatever flavour you like. It's up to you. I see the chat moving over to the right-hand side of me, but I'm so absorbed by this watering that I am yet to check. I keep addressing people in chat and giving them things to respond to, yet resolutely failing to actually check to see if they have responded for those things, or to those things rather. I thought I was man enough to maintain this intense bladder pressure. However, I suspect, well, less than suspect. You know, I have an inkling that there may be some sort of dewdroppery going on here. There may be a breach in urinary integrity, leading to an unpleasant phenomena that I will refer to as dewdropping. So, it may behoove me to make a hasty egress from the current room I'm in and attend the toilet. But then again, standing up could make things worse. It's entirely possible. In Stardew Valley it's only 2:30, but it's very late here. Bear with me one moment. I'm going to have to succumb. I apologise. I'll be back in but a moment. Oh, I'm back, and I think I just expelled the entirety of the non-alcoholic content of 3 bottles of beer. And let me tell you, it's an extreme relief. Let me just get my headphones back in so I can actually figure out what's going on. Oh, Major Ellen personally has a distaste for chocolate and mints, so we are in opposing chocolate spectra. However, I would like to point out that together we would make a more efficient use of most selections of chocolates. Because you often find people of a like mind get together and they go, oh, I like the stuff you like, oh, let's get together, let's spend the rest of our lives in an embrace of love and have children and stuff. I think, assuming that's biologically possible based on our genders, etc. But what happens is you get together with people that are just like you buy some sweets, you buy some chocolates, and you go, hey, I'm just going to reach into this bag here and I'm going to pull out the flavour I like. And what happens? A hand comes out of nowhere and slaps down on yours and says, hey, I like that flavour. Don't eat all of them. And you go, what? What the fuck? What are you talking about, don't eat all of them? I mean, this is my favourite flavour. And then that's it. It's the beginning of the end. The relationship is disintegrating because you're both reaching for the citrus flavours in the opal fruit packet. You're both going for the same chocolates in the celebrations box. You're both reaching for the toffee penny or the toffee stick in the Quality Street packet. No, it's not going to work. You need to go for someone who's not like you. Because when you reach into the bag, you're going to go, hey, an orange one. My favourite. Let me just unwrap it here with my teeth and pop it in my mouth and experience the, oh God, orange. And they'll reach in and go, oh, a purple one. My favourite. Let me just unwrap it here with my fingers. Run my tongue lovingly over its geometric curves. And, oh, purple. Oh, purple. And you'll be sitting there going, orange. Sweet, delicious orange. And they'll be sitting there going, purple. Oh, purple. And it'll be the best thing ever because you'll never both reach for the same sweet. You'll have an efficient use of the flavours in the bag and world happiness will ensue. Or possibly not. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, somebody's posted my link to the YouTube comments. Thank you very much, Bebe. Much appreciated. Of course, there are other social media links available from this channel. You can check them out. Some are not as good as others. I mean, for example, the Discord. I give it out all the time, but I don't really go on there. But hey, if you guys want to talk to each other while watching the stream, it's a great place to go, I would imagine. I've got a Steam group. That's very useful. If you want to know when I'm streaming, the Steam group is right up there with the best of the options. Because, you know, every time I start, I send out a message. And if you're playing a game, looking at something else, hey, it's all good. You get notified. Of course, some of you, any of the noobs. Are there any noobs here? I don't know if there are any noobs. Someone who hasn't seen me stream before might be watching. But if you are, don't expect this as a standard procedure. I am more than a little tipsy right now. Although, hey, it's close. It's close to standard procedure. Come on. Give me some fishy bounty. Show me that pissing love. It's good. We got a hit. Well, that's it. Do not drink and fish, because you'll only end up with an 18-inch smallmouth bass. And 18 inches is laughable in the smallmouth bass world. In the tiny mouth bass world, it's fine. But in the smallmouth bass world, if you don't reach 18 inches, you ain't shit. And I mean that literally. They won't even bother to scrape you off their shoe. Not that their shoes are big enough to crush you in a sufficient manner to require you being scraped off. I don't know, maybe they could heat the shoes up to incredible heats and then a certain amount of you would sizzle off onto the sole of the shoe, thus requiring scraping away. But, you know, whenever someone says scrape me off the sole of your shoe or whatever, I'm assuming they've managed to completely crush the body. Oh my god, I am drunk, aren't I? Oh my god, this bottle of beer's empty. I've run out of beer. I say that, I haven't run out of beer. But, you know, all the beer I've opened has run out. That's probably a good time to stop, right? It's 1:45 in the morning. I'm babbling, if not incoherently, somewhat erratically. Am I incoherent? If you think so. If you believe me to be incoherent, speak out, chat. Of course, if I am incoherent, then you cannot make out what I'm saying, and this is just me going, blah, 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 blah. And there's no point me asking, because all you're going to hear is said blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Oh dear. How do I end a pickle? A real predicament and no mistake. As soon as I said pickle, I wanted a pickle onion. And we've got a big jar of them over there. I could grab a pickled onion. Anyway, with the rain in the background, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to give future me an opportunity to start a game with rainfall, so I don't have to do loads of watering. Is that good of me? Is that present me being kind to future me, or am I being patronising? Am I looking at future me and going, you'd have forgotten everything you learned in this session? Why would I set up hurdles, like, you know, non-raining days, to trip you up and fuck us both up? Because future me rather, we are the same person, right? I don't know. It's definitely... Might want to put these options in the Beam description at a future date. That's true, Major Ellen. I should go onto the Beam site and do it. But if you watch regularly, you will learn that I suffer from a pretty intense affliction. Laziness. It's terrible. Every now and again I say, I'm going to edit this or I'm going to edit that. And do I edit it? No. I never edit it. Never, ever, ever. Anyway, YouTubers, I'm still recording. Good lord, this waffle must seem most uncouth to you. You must be thinking, what is wrong with Scoundrel? One whiff of Christmas and he's sodden like some kind of lush. Well, no, I'm not. However, I've realised that I've still got 2 more chocolates to review before the end of the stream, so I'm going to cram them in right now. Here we go. We're going for the toffee finger. I don't know what the actual name of this is, but it's I know what it is. It's toffee wrapped in chocolate, and it's good. Simple, effective. Now, personally, it's not one of my ultimate favourites, but it's very high on the things I want to choose. It is just like Darkest Dungeon. But I haven't become afflicted with laziness. I was born lazy in an intense and frightening manner. Beyond anything most humans could even comprehend of. But anyway, again, another in the 8 out of 10 category. It's a heavily populated category in the Quality Street box, but like the blue coconut and the green triangle, the toffee stick, 8 out of 10. Now, I'm not even going to beat this on camera because I've already given it a score in my mind. The toffee penny, it's basically the same as this, just without the chocolate on the outside. And although some people may think, take away the chocolate, take away a point, I don't think so. I think this is also an 8 out of 10. The toffee penny is a classic and should remain in the box forever. Anyway, YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Like and subscribe, unless you didn't like it, or you don't want to subscribe, in which case, that's cool. Otherwise, hooray. See you soon.